This tip is about the most important thing you can get at every stage of the sales process to make sure that you're moving through the sales process to closure here. And it is a defined next step. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the most important thing you can get at every stage. And I don't mean call me next week. I mean scheduled on the calendar. There's a gong.io blog post that talks about how the best sales reps talk about next steps and schedule it into their, I think it's 5 to 10 times longer talking about next steps with the client than average reps do. What average reps tend to do is they say we have a half an hour for a conversation. Average reps go all the way to the end, and right at the end they say, okay, what are the next steps? And by then the client's already checked out and they're like, you know what? Yeah, just send me an email. We'll follow up next week. And you've just lost control of that sales process. Great reps schedule time in to talk about those next steps. And you can do this from the cold call all the way through. So for instance, when you cold call and somebody says, yeah, sure, John, this sounds good. Send me information. You want to go through, okay, what information would you like to see? And, you know, when do you want to get it by and what are you going to do with it? Then what you want to get is a defined next step. So you go like this, you go, happy to send the information. When do you want to schedule a call so we can follow up on that information and see if it makes sense to take the next steps? And they'll probably say, well, next week. When next week? And then you do this. Actually, you know what? You got your calendar in front of you? And then there'll be that awkward pause where they realize that you got them. Because think about it. How much easier is it to get that defined next step right then and there than it is to wait until next week to get it? Even if they're serious. Because if they're serious, if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't happen. And if they say yes to that, you should feel pretty good that they're interested in taking that next step with you. If they say no to that, I'd be a little worried. Same thing with meetings. You get through that discovery call. Fantastic. What are the next steps here? Well, we got to review all this stuff and, and we'll get back to you next week. When next week? You know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we pick a time on the calendar? If we need to reschedule it, we can, but this way we don't have to play chase. By the way, I say that very specifically. This way we don't have to play chase, letting you know we're going to play chase. And I'm better at it than you are. So we could do this the easy way or the hard way. It's your choice, right? Again, somebody who agrees to that next step, you feel good about it. You're moving through the sales process with them. Somebody who says no to that has to be suspect. Last one, when they say they're going to make a decision at the end. So, you know what? Yeah, you know what, John? We're going to make a decision on Friday. Great. When do you want to talk? We'll get back to you on Friday. Fantastic. What time? Actually, you know what? You got your calendar? Again, why don't we throw something on the calendar? This way I can get a yes or a no from you either way, and we don't have to play chase. And I say that too. I can get a yes or a no from you either way, letting you know it's totally okay to tell me no, right? But it's all on the calendar. If they say yes to that, my close ratios are almost 100% for that meeting. If they say no to that, it's a crapshoot. So get a defined next step and get comfortable asking it. It's going to feel awkward at first, I promise you, but always get a defined next step. Do not let them get off that phone. The highest likelihood of you getting that next step is right then and there when you have them. It is almost zero after the fact, all right? Get the next steps so your deals advance. Make it happen.